Hello and welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title of this video, I am putting myself on a pantry challenge for the next month. It is kind of clear out the freezer season for me. So I had decided to do this last minute. My main reasoning being my freezers are really full right now. And my husband has a few hunting tags for different animals this year, and if he brings home anything, then I need to be able to fit them in my freezers. So we're gonna be doing a lot of canning different meats, and then also I'm gonna be making up like different soups. I have been freezing tomatoes from the garden, and then also just eating up things. So I'm gonna be mainly showing you what I am doing for meals for the next month. Now, I did start this about a week ago, and I'm just now getting around to filming the intro, so this is what this is. So I'm going to be showing you what I did this last week in this video of different things I've cooked. Now, I'm not gonna be showing you everything I cook, obviously, and then pretty much anything I cook, I'm not sticking it back in the freezer if I cook leftovers or a bunch of it. So some days I've been eating it for breakfast and lunch too. So yeah, but I thought I would just take you guys along, show you what I'm making for meals. I haven't done a weekly food video in a while of what I'm cooking, but I'm also just gonna kind of show you like what I'm heating out of the freezer, different things. So it's gonna be kind of simple, but if you guys wanna join me for the next month, I kind of started it like in the middle of August, so it's kind of a weird time to start a pantry challenge, but I need this to be able to start clearing some space out of the freezer, just in case my husband brings home an animal this next month. So, but you're also gonna be seeing a lot of different canning videos coming out, just because I have a lot of things in the freezer that I also need to get canned up. So I'm not limiting myself to going to the store or anything, just because I have a baby and I just need to meet his needs with things I need at the store as well. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get to cooking. Okay, so for the first thing I am using in my freezer, I had these cooked bratwurst and sausage that I had left over from a breakfast. And then I have had this green onion pesto in the freezer. And so I am making like a pesto pasta with some sausage in it. So I started by making my pesto cream sauce, and I just had a little bit of cheese in the refrigerator, so I used up that. And then this is leftovers from a dinner. I'm always trying to use leftovers up in my fridge first. So I kind of always look what's in there first, and then I base what I'm making dinner off of, kind of off of that. So lots of leftovers, 2 things used up out of the freezer. And yeah, so I just made a cream base pesto sauce and then added my vegetables and meat in, and then I just add my pasta into this. Okay, so for this meal, I had some sausage in the freezer and I decided to make soup. It's probably a bad day to make soup because it was a really hot day that day, but I just really wanted some soup. So I did sausage, some red pepper flakes, potato, onion, garlic, and then I have my home canned chicken stock. And then I was going for like a zuppa toscana copycat type thing, but I didn't have kale. So I had some bacon bits out of the freezer, and then I just added some half and half for the cream. And then, yeah, just let that cook, everything cook through on that, and it turned out really good. Okay, so for this next meal, I'm making up a corn dog batter, I guess you could say. I had some hot dogs in my freezer that I wanted to use up today, and I wanted to make homemade corn dogs. I don't think I've had a corn dog since I was in high school, so it's been a lot of years. And I didn't have anything to like do the whole corn dog, like dip it in something, and I didn't want to use a ton of oil, so I cut the corn dogs in half and just put little toothpicks in them. So it worked out really well, and they turned out so good. I had never made, I remember making homemade corn dogs as a kid with my parents, but I had never made them since being married. So they turned out really good, and they actually held up really well in the refrigerator the few days after. So I feel like you could probably freeze these and they would hold up really well. So this is kind of just a fun idea if you have some kids. And yeah, we just had it with ketchup. And then I also had some cucumbers chopped up that I ate it with. So it was a really simple dinner that night. Okay, so for this meal, I was just using some ground beef out of the freezer. I also had some frozen green onions, and then I had made some homemade sourdough crackers, and they were kind of just sitting in my pantry. I didn't get to use them all up, and so I decided to add that as my kind of breadcrumbs in this meatloaf. Used up the rest of my bourbon barbecue sauce that I had. And then I just chopped up some zucchini from the garden and I just sauteed that. And then I believe we also had, oh yeah, we had bagels with dinner this night from the freezer. And this is the only cantaloupe I got out of my garden. So I decided to chop it up and have it with dinner. And it was just a really easy, simple, really yummy dinner. Okay, so this is nothing I cooked, but I did have a jar of taco soup in the freezer, and I decided to have that for lunch one day. And then I also had some chicken bones in the freezer as well, and I needed some chicken stock, so I decided to use that up, and I had these onion scraps. that I like to freeze whenever I cut up an onion, and I used that in it. And it was just a really simple chicken stock. Okay, so for this meal, I am making some stew, and for the seasonings, I did garlic and onion powder, salt, pepper, paprika, and just salt and pepper, I think. I put some flour over the top and just kind of cooked that in. And then I did have just a little bit of wine left over. I do not remember what kind of wine that was. And then I just added some onions. I think I added garlic, but I didn't show that. Worcestershire sauce. I have some beef stock here. And then I did tomato paste. I believe I did 2 or 3 bay leaves. And then just potatoes and carrots. And then I just let this cook for about 8 hours on low. Okay, and then I had this sourdough bread that I actually cooked back in February that I served with dinner. And the bread was so good. Okay, and then I decided to just show you guys what my freezers were looking like before I started this pantry challenge. And this is the inside freezer. It just has a bunch of random things. It has tomatoes from the garden and just lots of little things. So this is what this freezer is looking like. I just have, this is our meat freezer. But just some things in here I want to get canned up. Also, I have some bags of tomatoes in there, kind of buried. But a lot of this one is big roasts too, so I'm not gonna like can those up, but we're just kind of eating our way through to hopefully, possibly fit an elk in this freezer. So we will see. This is my smaller freezer, so it doesn't fit a whole lot. Okay, this is my bigger freezer. And just again, it's just my husband and I, and then we have a son that's under a year old. So we don't have lots of freezer stock, but I feel like we have a lot for just mainly 2 people. So again, I've been collecting tomatoes from the garden. We do have some more beef in here, mainly pork, but I'm just trying to eat things down. We need to eat through the freezer meals. And then I will start adding freezer meals back once, if my husband does bring home an animal, then I'm gonna see what space I do have. But like I still have blackberries in here that I need to get out of here. So just a lot of canning projects I could do. So yeah, this is kind of what we're looking like. So if there's anything you guys see in there that kind of give you ideas for me to cook with, let me know. A lot of it's mainly just meat, and I do want to can up some more meats. I want to do some stew. I'm gonna be canning some soup up just to kind of have easy fast food things on hand for the wintertime. And I also just really love soups. So I thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.